Hello everyone, welcome to Essential Home Improvements, your place for knowledge that saves you money. So did you know that the Fire Institute recommends replacing your smoke detector every 10 years? This smoke detector is 23 years old. I just removed it. It still works. The problem is the sensor inside here that detects the smoke can lose its sensitivity. So it's recommended that you replace your smoke detectors every 10 years. Each smoke detector will have a different function. The photoelectric one is good for sensing any type of gas, fast-burning fires that have little smoke. The ionized are good for most household items like wood and things like that. So which one is right for you? Well, it's recommended that you actually install both of these smoke detectors in your home. So how do we go about installing a smoke detector ourselves? Well, it's as easy as having a screwdriver. A unit like this requires 2 screws. You screw it into the ceiling or you can mount it on the wall. Modern homes, the smoke detector is going to be wired into the house. There's 3 wires. One's a black, that's your positive. White is your neutral, and the red wire connects each smoke detector together in a series. So if one detector in the basement goes off, the detector upstairs by the bedrooms will go off at the same time. So you might be asking yourself, what are the different types of smoke detectors available on the market today? First off is an ionized smoke detector. This is probably the most common you'll find. You can get a battery operated one where you just put a 9-volt battery in. The other type of smoke detector is a photoelectric. It has a light that shines through, and when it detects smoke, the alarm goes off. One other type of smoke detector available is a heat sensing smoke detector. Once the room gets to a certain temperature, it'll trigger the alarm. If you buy a smoke detector with a battery already in it, it's going to usually come with a 10-year battery. When the battery expires in 10 years, you replace the smoke detector. So this could get a little expensive, but if you do the work yourself, it's not that bad. It's good protection for your family. Another thing to keep in mind, if your system is wired in like a new house would be, these connectors will only work on the brand of smoke detector that you bought. So in other words, when you take your old smoke detector down, the wiring pigtail might not fit unless it's the same brand. So in that case, you're going to have to rewire it. If you live in an older home, you can buy a smoke detector where you just put the battery in it. There's a mounting plate, 2 screws, and then this locks in. So most building codes require a smoke detector on every level of the home, and also one in each bedroom. So if you have a 4-bedroom house, you could buy 6 to 8 smoke detectors for that house. It's also a good idea to put one down in the basement. Ideally, if you could put one of each type in the furnace room where the combustible appliances are, the better off you'll be. Smoke detectors that measure heat usually will go up in the attic space, because as the heat rises, once it gets to a certain degree, it'll tell the smoke detectors to turn on. Alright, so this is how easy it is to install a smoke detector in your house. We're going to go ahead and take this one apart and I'll show you how it's done. So here's our old smoke detector right here. To get it off, all we do is twist it and pull down. As you can see, the plug came unplugged. Once the screws are loose, we'll twist them and remove it down. This will expose our wires. As you can see, we have our red, our black, and our white. This is our pigtail. So all I need to do is undo these connections, wire the new pigtail in. So the best way to protect yourself is make sure the power is off. I like to use a tester to do it. Now we'll go down and shut the power off with the electrical box. Now that the power's out, we can go ahead and undo our electrical connectors. Okay, now we got our pigtail. This is our old pigtail. We're going to go ahead and throw this away and install the new one. Okay, black to black. White to white. And finally, red to red. Okay, I really like to put electrical tape on all the electrical connections just to make sure they never come apart. So when you put the tape on, you just go to the right just like you tighten the nuts. Okay, now that the tape's on, next we're going to shove the wires back up into the box. Now we're going to feed the wire through the mounting plate. Okay, now that everything's mounted and the wires are hooked up, we can go ahead and plug the wiring harness in to the back. That'll clip in. And then we line up these notches. Voila, there it is. So we just pull this strip out. And that activates the battery inside. We'll put a date on it when we install it. And that's it. That's all it takes. So in our example today, the smoke detector that we installed was about $40. I used a screwdriver and my fingers to install it. So all in all, $40 per sensor. And this is a hardwired in. This is the photoelectric one. I put one on each level, and I'm going to put more in the bedrooms. Thank you for taking the time to watch my YouTube video. Your comments are important, and please subscribe. If you're working on something and you need a question answered, please put it down below and I'll do my best to try to answer it.